At it again. We have one here with Ben Shapiro. I guess debating or making an argument, I guess I should say, against AOC. Yeah, so it's gonna be quite funny, I'm sure. But before we hop into the video, please make sure you guys are sharing these videos. It is of the utmost importance. Long story short, I checked my analytics and YouTube is no longer really recommending my videos to viewers on the YouTube platform. I should say it has drastically decreased, and I have my speculations as to why that is, but I won't rag on that too much. But anyway, I'm gonna need you guys to help me get these videos out to folks, and the way to do that is by sharing these videos. You can copy the link, you can send it via Facebook Messenger, Instagram, Twitter, Bastion, True Social, anywhere. You could even text it to someone. You can text it to your neighbor, your family member, doesn't matter. So please help me get these videos out to more and more people. It's unfortunate what's going on, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's dive in.
AOC yesterday talked about the free markets, and it is amazing. I mean, this is what so many Democrats believe about free markets. She suggests that if you're a business person, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a capitalist, then you don't get to make a profit off of the products in which you have invested and risked. You didn't actually make those widgets. Here's AOC trying to explain economics, which is sort of like watching a badger try to explain calculus.
You didn't make those widgets. You sat on a couch while thousands of people were paid modern day slave wages, and in some cases real modern day slavery. All of these people who are literally dying because they can't afford to live. And so no one ever makes $1 billion. You take $1 billion.
No one makes...
What? Hold on. Before Ben even addresses that is just absolutely crazy. You chose to work where you work. Do I believe that some occupations are underpaid? Yeah, sure. But you don't have to work there. And guess what? If nobody wants to work there because the wages are too low, guess what that owner then has to do? If they want to keep their business open, they have to raise wages. And then she said, you sit back at home on your couch while these other people... Well, guess what? Those other people wouldn't have a job if that person that is theoretically sitting on their couch didn't come up with the idea. So without the idea, these thousands of people that are, I guess, slaving away, according to AOC, they wouldn't even have a job to begin with. So that little bit of money that they're making, it would be this much. So back to the saying something is better than nothing. So what she says, you should be happy with nothing rather than something. In what world does that make any type of sense? But then again, I guess she probably is a staunch believer in the WEF and what they have been promoting in you will own nothing and you will be happy. So, you know, that falls in line, because if you have no purchasing power, if you don't have any money to purchase anything, i.e. the owner not creating those jobs, well, then you'll own nothing and you should just be happy because you get to sit outside because you have no money to purchase any shelter, no couch to sit on like the owner. Take it away, Ben, please.
It's $1 billion, you take $1 billion. This is the Bernie Sanders view. By the way, this is Elizabeth Warren's view too. And it's full-scale insanity. It's full-scale insanity. It's the basic labor theory of value, this idea that the people who generate the value in a product are not the consumers who decide what a product is worth. It's the quote-unquote laborers who put their labor into the product. And so if you're a capitalist and you invested all the capital, you bought all of the equipment, you built the factory, you hired all the workers, you took all the risk. If this thing goes bankrupt, you are the one who is going to lose all the money. She is saying you didn't build anything. You're not the person who put any of this together. Now, none of this makes any sense, particularly in a modern day economy. There's a very famous essay, the author escapes me, called I, Pencil, all about the making of a pencil. And the basic premise of...
we checked out that whole kind of idea with there was a video with Milton Friedman. I want to say it's called just Milton Friedman the Pencil or something like that on the channel. So if you want to see that video, just type in Milton Friedman the Pencil Doc Rich or something like that, and that video should pop up. But yeah, it's quite the interesting explanation on the whole process.
Of the essay is that there is not one person who makes a pencil, right? You don't have a pencil craftsman. Instead, you have the person who deals with the graphite, and then you have the person who deals with the wood, and then you have the person, it's Leonard Reed, and then the person who deals with the paint, and then you have the person who creates the eraser. And all of these things have their own supply chains. And all those supply chains involve hundreds, if not thousands of people to generate to generate really one pencil. And the cost of that pencil to the consumer is then like 25 cents. According to AOC, the cost of the pencil presumably should be thousands of dollars because you've had thousands of workers involved in the making of this one pencil, and they all invested their labor, and it wasn't the capitalist who did anything, except it was the entrepreneur who created the entire supply chain that created the pencil in the first place.
Yes, sir.
It requires the labor of thousands of people, but it requires the coordination of all of that labor and the risk investment of somebody at the top who's quote-unquote sitting on the couch. AOC's never run a business. She doesn't know the first damn thing about business. If you asked her to make a pencil, she would have no idea how to do it. If you asked her to run a business, she'd have no idea how to do it. But she thinks that she knows better than you how people ought to be paid, which of course is absolute nonsense and insanity. But this is cheered by the Democratic left. This is cheered by the Bernie Sanders contingent. This is Bernie Sanders' agenda. AOC does it without the mask. And you know what? Honestly, I think that she'll be more popular inside the Democratic Party for doing it without the mask. I think so will Bernie Sanders. And then AOC goes on to suggest that the government is us. Right? What she's talking about here is the complete overthrow of the American philosophy of individual rights. Individual rights, pre-existing government, is the basic idea of the Declaration of Independence. The idea was that we create a government in order to protect those individual rights, and if the government were to invade those individual rights, it loses its reason for being. This is the basic premise of the Declaration of Independence and the American Revolution. But according to AOC and Bernie Sanders and Barack Obama and the entire Democratic Party, she just says the quiet part out loud, the government is us. We have nothing to fear from the government. The collective. In the end, the collective is us. So what do we have to fear from a collective invading individual rights? After all, you don't have any individual value. You're just part of that collective.
In a democracy, the government is us. Like, can we just remember that? That when we fight for full enfranchisement, when we don't deny the vote, when we don't have subjects, when we fight for a democracy for the people and by the people, the government is the public. And the public decides.
Hold on. So is she saying that her occupation is pointless? So she should be fired, right? Because the government is the people. So why do we need her? I'm just asking. Maybe I have maybe I'm not understanding what she's saying here, but let's continue on.
Subjects, when we fight for a democracy for the people and by the people, the government is the public. And the public decides what is good for itself.
Okay, I'm deeply amused at Ta-Nehisi Coates sitting there and nodding through this when Ta-Nehisi Coates has written extensively and in quite passionate fashion about the evils of Jim Crow, which indeed were evil, and were also majority-passed laws in the South that cracked down on minorities. Was the government us there too? Was the government us, or did it turn out that majorities sometimes invade the rights of minority and the individual is the ultimate minority? AOC goes even further. She just says it right out. She says that we want your power. You didn't generate any of the power, lady. You didn't do anything. You won like a few thousand votes in an extraordinarily blue district of Brooklyn. I mean, like, of the Bronx. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? You didn't generate. She has not generated a single thing that has done anybody any good for her entire life, except she mixed a few drinks. That is the only thing of value she has generated in her entire short life. She has not created a job. She's not run a business. She's not created a product or service that anybody wants to buy. But she wants the power of people who have done all of that because, after all, those people didn't create anything. The only people who created anything are the workers. Weird, because for literally millions of years, at least hundreds of thousands of years, there have been workers, there have been people who labored. But prosperity only began when people started investing in the labor of others and engaging in free trade and commerce. As I mentioned yesterday, the global GDP multiplied between 1800 and 2015 by 15,700%. And she's sitting here explaining that she wants the power. What qualifies this dolt to run anything?
So, yeah. Ben Shapiro just, I mean, unleashed on AOC there in that video. You know, and to touch on one quick point before I end this video, she said billionaires don't make a billion, they take a billion. And I find that to be an interesting statement. Like, so they're out here strong arming folks, or what? Like, did Jeff Bezos like strong arm any of us to make him a billionaire? I don't know what he's worth. He's worth well over 100 billion at this point, right? He didn't strong arm any of us. He didn't force us to use any of his products or services, but he created a product and a service that a lot of us like and use. Almost everyone has used some kind of Amazon service at some point in time. Or you've gotten a gift that got to you because of an Amazon service. Someone else used Amazon to purchase a gift for you and shipped it to them and, you know, wrapped up the gift and you got it that way. He created a good product and a good service. So how did he take that? Was he just supposed to say, oh no, I'll just give you the product for free and ship it to you for free? Well, how is that going to work? I'm just so lost and confused. Like, are we just supposed to, like, let's just get rid of money and then we just all work for nothing? So how do you, if I say I want, you know, I want a yacht that used to be worth, you know, $50 million. Like, how do I acquire that? Do I just ask and I receive? I'm just curious, like, how would society work without, if I wanted, you know, the new Bugatti, do I just ask for it and I receive it? Does it just get shipped to my front door or something? Like, how does that work? You know, if we, because of course those billionaires can't take my money. So, like, I don't know. I'm confused. Can anybody explain that to me, please? These folks just don't make any sense when it comes to this stuff, man. And it's just, it's amazing when you sit and listen to these folks speak, because it's just like, what? Huh? Are you serious? Anyway, y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. And make sure you share this video. Peace and love. I'm out.